Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. In this video, we are converting quadratic equations. Now, what that means is we are taking it in one form, for example, a standard form, and going to convert that into a different form, for example, a vertex form. Now, as always, if I make a mistake, I'm human. Please let me know where the mistake occurs so that way we may learn from it. So let's start with that type of example. So from standard form into vertex form. So standard form looks like ax squared plus bx plus c. Now a, b, and c are all numbers, and we're going to convert that to a times x minus h squared plus k. So how do we do that? Let's work with our example, and I will be providing some steps for you. I'm also going to zoom in this camera so that way you can see my work a little bit better. So step number one is to identify your ABCs. I'm going to rewrite the equation here. And remember that when you are taking your ABCs, you are taking the sign that is in front of it. So for example, we have A is equal to -3, B is equal to 24, and C is equal to -41. Now that we have our ABCs, we're going to find the axis of symmetry just like we did before when we were graphing. So the axis of symmetry is x equals to the opposite or negative b divided by 2 times a. Now this is going to equal your h value. Now anytime you see h, you're always going to think opposite of what I see when it's inside the equation. And we'll deal with that a little bit later. All right, so let's go ahead and find the axis of symmetry. So x is equal to -b, b is 24 in our case, divided by 2 times a, and a is -3. So I have -24 divided by -6, and 6 times 4 is 24. We have a negative and a negative, so they go away. Then we have an output of 4. So that means x is equal to 4. Now that is your h value. This is your h value. In order to solve for your k value, I almost said y, but it's your k value, we're going to solve for your y. So just like it's very similar to the steps that we did when solving or when graphing the standard form. So we're going to take your h, in this case your k, excuse me, in this case your x, I keep saying all the wrong letters. We're taking your x value. Your x is equal to 4. You're going to substitute it back into your original equation in place of the x value. So your input is going to be 4. Your output is going to be your y value. So when you input 4, you have -3. 4 times 4 is 16 plus 24 times 4, that is that 58? No. Let's use our calculator so I don't make a mistake. So we have 24 times 4, that is 96. Way off, 96. Minus 41. And again, so that I don't make a mistake, I'm going to use my calculator here. -3 times 16 plus 96 minus 41. And that gives us an output of 7. So this is your y value, right? So this is going to be your new k value. So now that we have our new h and we have our new k, let's shift this back up. How do we write this in vertex form? So for vertex form, you're going to write y equals, let's put this in a thinking bubble, y equals a times x. And again, now we want your h value to be opposite of what we see. So if our h value here was a +4, that means when you're writing it inside, it's going to be opposite. So it's going to be a minus. Now it's not always going to be a minus, it's just opposite of what you see. So this here is going to be a -4. This here is your k value. K value, let's shift this back up, was a 7. Now k does not have to be opposite of anything, it's just what it is. Now what about this a value? Let's look, I'm even going to highlight it for you. So this a value, this one here, comes from your original leading coefficient here. So in our case, what is the first number you see in standard form? And this is -3. So that means this a value is also going to be -3. So how does our final answer look like in vertex form? So I have y is equal to -3 times x. Now I'm writing -4 squared, don't forget your squared, plus 7, which was our k value. And this is our equation in vertex form. So now we're going to be converting to standard form. So from a vertex form, which here it is, we're going to have it look like ax squared plus bx plus c, and that's going to be equal to either f of x or y. It doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and do our example. So given to us is a vertex form equation. Here it is. You're going to rewrite the x minus h. So this section here, I'm going to highlight it for you. You're going to rewrite this as expanded out. So we have 3 times x minus 3 squared minus 12 is equal to y. We're going to rewrite that out as x minus 3 times x minus 3 minus 12 is equal to y. Step number 2 is to multiply out your x minus h and your x minus h. So we're going to say 3 times x minus 3 times x minus 3, a lot of 3's in here, minus 12 is equal to y. I'm going to highlight it again. This part here is what we're going to multiply this out. So you can use distribution if you like. You can use FOIL if you like. You can use the box method. I'm going to choose to do the box method off to the side. So I have x minus 3 and I have x minus 3. X times x is x squared. Negative 3x is here. Negative 3x is here. And I have a positive 9. So that means I have 3 times x squared minus 3x plus 9 minus 12. And I'm going to rewrite that one more time, combining these like terms here, which I have 3 times x squared minus 6x plus 9 minus 12. Now the 3 and the 12 are still outside of the parentheses. Step number 3 is to distribute your a value. Now this 3 right here is your a value, so we're going to rewrite this one more time. And we're going to distribute inside of the parentheses, not outside. So that means 3 times x squared, 3 times negative 6, 3 times positive 9, not to this 12. This 12 is outside of the parentheses. It does not get distributed. So I have 3x squared minus 3 times 6, that is 18x. 3 times 9, that is a 27. And now I have my minus 12 here. Step number 4 is to combine like terms. So I'm going to rewrite this all once more. 3x squared minus 18x plus 27 minus 12. And I'm going to combine these. So at 27 minus 12, that gives me 15. So I have 3x squared minus 18x plus 15, and that's equal to either f of x or y. And then that is your equation in standard form. Let's do that one more time for your equation given in intercept form. We want to write this in standard form. So step number 1 is you're going to multiply out your two bubbles. Now this is not squared, so we don't have to rewrite it multiple times. We're just going to do it once. So y is equal to 2 times x minus 1 times x plus 3. And again, I'm going to highlight this for you of what we're multiplying. We're going to multiply these two together. It is your choice if you want to use a box method, if you want to use FOIL, if you want to use distribution, it's up to you. So I have x minus 1 and I have x plus 3. So this is x times x squared. This is negative 1x. This is 3x. And this is a negative 3. So I'm going to rewrite this. I have 2 times x squared minus 1x plus 3x's minus 3. So I have 2 times, again, combining like terms. I have a positive 2x's here, minus 3. And so now we're going to move on to the next step, which is distribute your a value. Now again, your a value is this 2, so I'm going to copy this down. I have 2 times x squared plus 2x minus 3. Distributing that 2. So I have 2x squared plus 4x minus 6, and that's equal to y. And write your answer in standard form. We kind of already have it in standard form, so I'm just going to copy it down. Remember that standard form is decreasing exponential powers. So I have a 2 as an exponent, I have a 1 as an exponent, and I have a 0 as an exponent. Ooh, my paper's moving. All right, beautiful people, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your day. Bye.